triangle squared. This is in this interesting location. This is Bucktown, sorta, Lincoln Park, not really, but right in the middle of it all. And over the next 5 to 10 years, this is gonna be an area called Lincoln Yards. And that's why this is interesting, because you can get in early on an area where a lot of people aren't familiar with before we go inside. Aren't these cool? I mean, I like the whole motif, the hallways, everything, but I like the little small details in an apartment. When people come and visit you, it's like, oh, they put some extra thought and effort into this. You walk immediately into the kitchen, good appliances, good layout, matte backsplash right here. It's always smart when there's no panels on the stove in the rear. It's always right in the front. It's about an extra $1,000 to do that. I like the matte finish on the cabinets. You can tell they could have also done these as an integrated. You can see that the bottom of the cabinet is longer than the door. The bottom of the door is longer than the bottom of the cabinet. You can see that here. So you can also pull these like here if you wanted to. There's a ton of cabinetry space here, and it just keeps going. It's all over here. It's all, look at all these goodies. It's always nice to walk into a building, they have things for you. And wow, even have some Stellas here. There's even more in the fridge. They got micro brews and all this kind of stuff. But I know that's not why you're here. Maybe when you come, you could have a beer, right? I love to have a single bowl sink. Always want to have it. Every drawer I open, there's food. So, very straightforward design. These have all the space you need, nothing more. Harder to work a dining room setup in here, but really good for just a living room setup. So let's see what we have here. We are using a DeWalt measurer today. So this is a little different. And let's go this way. So we're gonna have to do these measurements twice because it only shows you one at a time. But I thought this was a handy tool. Believe it or not, the people in this building watch my videos, see that we use this all the time, and this is what they came up with. And I love how small this is. It's very cute. So we walk through here. I opened this up. You have the laundry on this side, but I wanted to point out the water heater because it's a small, they call it a low boy water heater. It's smaller, but it's just enough space. It's 43 gallons. So sometimes these are often very skinny, but tall. They'll fill the entire space. They were smart enough to invest in these, create more storage underneath, while still having the washer and dryer on this side. You'll notice too, this just occurred to me, none of this is white. So it's all this, this grayish color, and the black, it matches the cabinets. So that's really what they were doing. They match these tones, they go together really well. And with the black hardware, it's setting the accents all the way throughout. And they have these great lights with the gold tinge inside, black matte on the outside. So we have 2 bedrooms right next to each other. This is your guest bath right here. Very straightforward. Single sink, tub, black finishes. I like the tile. The gray grout is nice. They didn't do black, they did gray, so it's not as strong. And it's interesting too, you'll notice this, come here. So, they didn't do the tile all the way to the top, which means they had to run a Schluter strip all the way up here. It's interesting, you think it would be a better choice to run the tile all the way up, but with this small detail right here, it's nice. I also love when they have the shower bar, because the last thing you want to do when you come to a place is install your own shower bar. You either have to do it via tension or you have to screw in. Like these, yeah, those are screwed in. So they're not going anywhere. Tons of space in here. We have lots of cabinet space. Let's see what we're working with. Yeah, this is basically 4 feet. That's really good size. And these are, like real practical size in terms of cabinets. You ever have a huge drawer and you're like, you open the whole thing, you can't find anything? I'd rather have 6 drawers than one large one so you can see and use anything you want to. I've talked about this before, but cabinets are an interesting business. This is where they would put on some other brand, but whenever you see a blank label like this, it tells you that they went directly to the source to purchase these, so they got the best deal possible with the most number of options. Come on, I love the pocket door too. Such a great use of space. Come on this side. So these are all single panel, otherwise known as the Lincoln Park door. So it's this style. And what's nice about this, you're not gonna do this here, but it's a good thing to know in the future. You can always put a mirror on this. So if you were on the inside of the bathroom and you really wanted a mirror, you could just glue it there. It's not hard to do. So we're in bedroom 1 here, and we're working with a little over 10 feet in that direction, and a little over 11 feet in this direction. So standard size for a second size bedroom. Keep in mind too, including the closet space, it's not including the walkway for the door. Now they did carpet in the bedrooms. I grew up in the suburbs. I grew up with carpet under my feet. I think it's nice to wake up in the morning and feel that. Some people feel differently, but this has a lot of bounce to it too. This is not cheap carpet. This isn't what I'd expect to find in an apartment. This feels good underneath. Tying in with all the black we were talking about, black hardware, black hinges, it keeps continuing throughout. So that's over 13.5 feet. And then we have about 11.5. I always like a closet design like this where you can walk through to the bathroom, truly a suite. Have the closet space both here. And this is a very common design where you have just one rack on this side. Now, I would want another. I'd want this to be higher and do another. But the idea that you have more depth over here. So you can see here, this is roughly just under 3 feet. And this is going to be just about 2, maybe 18 inches. Yeah, just about 18 inches over here. Totally different in terms of the space, but offering a lot for both. And you can definitely utilize this better if you did it yourself. Another pocket door. So single sink again, but here, I think we might be looking at about 4 feet again. So this is the same vanity setup that we have there. Is that the truth? Is that the case? Interesting. It is the same size. For some reason, it feels smaller in that bathroom. So they give you 2 4-foot vanities in each bathroom. That's nice. Don't have dual sinks, but I feel like these are made for more of a roommate setup. This place has storage everywhere. I love too that they incorporated it into the cabinetry. You'll see that this and this are the same. I'm always a big fan of this. It feels more integrated, it feels more planned, it feels like it's part of the unit, like, hey, this isn't just a door here I open up. It's like, no, here's actual cabinets. Then you have the shower. It's always nice to have a shower head at the right height. Sometimes they're way too tall, sometimes they're too low. This is right here where you want it to be. Okay, let's go look at some more units. We are in one of the biggest units in the entire building, straight with downtown views. I can't imagine there's a lot of these left. Come on in, but before we do that, look at this space out here. This is really big, especially on a snowy day like this. It really feels like Colorado-esque, like you're enjoying it. You can come out here and do anything you want. I see electric. There might be gas, it might be covered, but I doubt there is. You can hear the highway noise a little bit. Inside I couldn't hear it at all, but it's just the hum of the city. That's what I like to think about. But these views are really nice. And this is a terrible day. Like in terms of exposure and view, you can't see anything. But this, on a crisp day, it will look very, very sharp. Now we come right inside. That was right off the kitchen over there. This is the perfect dining room space. You can have pieces of furniture there, on that wall, any of the spaces here. For this, we are looking at just over 12 feet there, and then about 14.5 in that direction. This is a natural extension. Now you're looking towards the highway. You can see the motion happening, so you have that hum I was talking about. And that right there, that's the Metro. I don't know if you can hear it. That's important to know about this location. So funny enough, I'm taking the Metro right after this, and that's how we scheduled all of this today. I'm gonna walk over there and take a quick drive. But you're in the center of everything, but nothing is here right now. So you're in between 2 major neighborhoods, but over time, this is gonna develop a lot. I like the appliance package in all these bathrooms, and all these kitchens. And I like the finish on all the cabinets. We seem to have the same finishes here. I don't remember the same countertop down there. Maybe they did something a little nicer because we're in a bigger unit. So we're in a 3-bedroom today. I think this, that's interesting. I was talking about how nice that would be for the dining room, but you have this huge open area. Maybe you do dining here because otherwise I guess you're doing TV right against this wall. You open up right to it. Yeah, I think TV's here. Dining's here because it's so open and sunny, and this is just such a nice room right here, especially with the balcony right there and the views. Coat closet right when you walk in, of course, and you have a big space here, almost 3 feet for something right here. So yeah, about 2.5 feet for some piece of furniture. So if you had your console, whatever you have to build it out, that would work well. Bedroom 1, we're looking at, so we're 1128 in one direction, and then I'm going from the smallest parts of the room here. Basically the same thing. So this is almost a perfect square. I didn't notice this in the other closets. I like how they built these out. It's always nice when you can adjust and move the closets. Like, why are you creating this stationary design that I have no control over? I want alpha style closets in a place that I'm renting so I can move and do whatever I want with. And you can buy them and add them and then sell them later or give them to someone else or whatever you want to do with it. Stackable laundry. This looks so clear. I thought I could put my hand through it. Good. Same thing I talked about in the other unit with the low boy up here, storage underneath, and then very similar bath, same size vanity. So the bathrooms aren't changing here. So let's talk about this bedroom size. So we have 11.8 in one direction and 12.2 in the other. It's good sized rooms, and these views are great. Some people don't like the highway. I kind of love it. I have a friend that lives right over there, and we're just constantly seeing it when we're on his rooftop. You can see the city move. It energizes me. Now we're getting to the primary suite. Good space in here too. So we are 10.8 here. Now keep in mind, this is only where your bed, nightstands, maybe a dresser is going to go. So we're 11.2 here. That doesn't include any of this. Okay, so we're not talking about 6 feet by almost 5 feet. So basically 30 square feet of space is right here that we're not even accounting for. Nice closet. And they did exactly what I was talking about in here, so you can keep moving it around. And you even have drawers. I love to have drawers in a closet. It's nice to be able to tuck some things away, and I don't want to bring my furniture. I don't own a dresser. I don't want to have to buy one if I'm moving in somewhere. Big vanity again, stand-up shower, very efficient, very good units. Let's go look at some more. Ooh, and a coat, a robe holder. Okay. So this might be the biggest studio I've ever seen. I've never been in a studio that has space for a dining room table. We're gonna have a studio, and I've never lived in one, but I've been this close to living in one before. What's important to me is I wanna sit on my couch, relax, do my thing, without seeing my bed, right? I don't wanna be reminded that I live in a studio. When I'm standing here, I love the way this feels. Perfect distance from the television. I can see my nice kitchen with 3 bar stools right over there. I can see my dining room table. If I'm hanging out with friends, I can lay up, hang out, look at them over there. There's 6. I'm looking at 10 chairs in front of me, 2 right here next to me. You can fit 12 people in this apartment. This is a very good studio layout. I really like this. There's a ton of wall space too. Like look at this huge wall right here. You can do anything you want with it. Now, in addition to that, it's cool when you can have a setup where you can use the TV past the couch, right? So you can use the TV right there as your everyday TV. And this is why studios are very deceiving at times. There's a lot of studios in Chicago that are better than one bedrooms. Keep that in mind. You know, don't think of a studio as just a studio. And all this square footage, none of it's wasted. And then look at this closet. This closet alone, okay, 7 feet, over 7.5 by almost 5. And then this bedroom area, I don't even know why the measurements are really relevant, because this is a queen size bed. This will fit here no problem. I guess let's do the little space. I don't think so. I'm not going to touch the measurements because it's not necessarily part of the room. Just know it fits whatever you need to. And they were smart to do this. They did a large dresser-like piece of furniture instead of doing a nightstand. I think this is really smart. It's a really good use of space here. And the couch was just the right size too. I wouldn't do anything larger than this. This size is good. Know though that you could do a sectional. You absolutely could. You just get rid of this, have it come this way. You could have an L-type sectional here, and then they have a really nice desk setup because you want to work in different places. I don't know if you're like me. I swear to God, this place has more places to work, or just as many places to work as my home. I don't have a desk set up in my home. I have a separate bedroom, but in my living room, like in one space, there's more things to do in this room than my own home. But it's nice to have a different place. Like sometimes you might want to work here, then you might want to sit down here and work, then you might gravitate to this area, and then you could do a desk view up on the window as well. Laundry and unit, of course. Smaller appliances, it makes sense, right? In a studio, you're probably not doing as much cooking, maybe you are. I love these big microwaves, so like the whole front is big, right? It makes it seem big, but then the microwave itself, the carcass of it, is normal size, but it just seems so big and grand from the outside. Little smaller appliances here, right? Okay. You ever have these spin drifts? These are awesome. They are so good. There's real fruit juice. And look at this. There's only 1 carb and 3 calories. These are the best. I love these. Really good space in here too. Again, with the bumper. Huge sink. Yeah, we're 4.5 here on the vanity space. So this is the best studio I've seen in like a month. Let's show you more. This 1 bedroom is pretty spacious. Good living room size. So we're talking about just about 15 feet there. And then from here forward, we're looking at 14.5. So we're almost a perfect square in this living room. Same cabinetry setup that they had in the others. Now here's something to note that I just noticed here. So we're talking about just over 6 feet for the overhang on your space, which means your knee is gonna hit a little bit. You need a minimum 8 inches of overhang on a countertop when you're gonna have bar seating. So just something to keep in mind. This has the larger vanity that we saw before with the sink in the middle, space on both sides, stand-up shower right here. And notice this. Every bathroom needs one of these. In my place, I had to install these everywhere for the cabinets, but they're bumpers. But I love that they found the bumper that fit this. Like, it's matte black. How cool is that? That takes detail. It shows you that they're looking for everything. Laundry right in the middle of the home. Ooh, and the big walk-in closet. Look at this space. This is a New York bedroom. Jesus, it's 12 feet, 11 and a half. It's big. And then, yeah, over 5 feet. No joke. This is a bedroom in New York. I've seen bedrooms like this that have measurements that are even smaller. So this is something else. You have a lot of space to work with here. We're looking at this beautiful church. Look at that. And that is a structure in Chicago unlike any other you're going to see. We talked about the grocery store. We talked about everything on Webster. We didn't talk about Kohl's. Kohl's is right here too. So if you need some things, get some shopping done, you can go right there to get it done. There's a line at Kohl's right now, which is quite interesting. So we were just on the completely other end of the building. We still have these great downtown views. We have this awesome balcony. And we're looking over all this open amenity space here. They have day beds during the summer. We do these videos. We don't have time in the summer to do them, so we're doing them during the winter, so you don't see the property at its best. But I like that even more because most of the videos you see, they're as good as it's ever going to be. And it's not really realistic. This is a random day. We don't plan anything, like in terms of the weather, what it can be. This is real. It's raw. Now, I love a split floor plan. And this one's really fair because you have this balcony off this bedroom, good sized bedroom, looking at a little over 11 here, and then just about 10 and a half, 10 and a quarter, and a real walk-in closet. So this is a roommate setup for sure because they made sure this room was adequate. They split the floor plans. They gave you a full bath right out of here. They give you sliding pocket doors for everything. And this is a different vanity. So the ones we saw before, they were 5 feet. This is a little smaller, even though it looks bigger, but it's missing drawers. So it only has one set of drawers on this side, but you have a huge space for all your products and all your things. This is my preferred design because I want one large space instead of having a sink in the middle and then like a split on both. You know what I mean? And then we have laundry right through here tucked away. Now, you walk into this, and you're just like, bam, big room. This is nice, okay. Clear setup. You can put the TV on either wall. They have it set up designated for here. You could easily do a dining room setup in here too. So while this is perfect for roommates, it'd also be great for a couple because you have a lot of space to spare here. Very similar kitchen setup that we saw before. I've seen all the appliances and cabinets. I'm not gonna go through that again. Hall closet, of course. You hang your stuff down here, you put your stuff up here, but then, like, there's this, watch this. There's this little nook. This is how far you can really come over here to get an idea of it, right? Yeah, can you get it? Yeah. So, notice the exposed vent. Adds a little character to the space. I love they don't have concrete ceilings here. I'm not a big fan of concrete ceilings. Developers are like, hey, we can save money. We can make it feel lofty. No, you just make it feel cheap. Make them white like this. So then, we're in the primary bedroom, bigger bedroom, of course, but there's no balcony here, right? So if you're in a roommate situation, so that's 13 3/4, and then This is just under, or just over 11. Now, if you were doing the roommate thing, I'd be like, depending on who you are, like, I'll take the balcony. You can have this bigger closet. Wow, and this is the biggest closet we've seen so far. This is bigger than the 3-bedroom we were just in. There's a lot of space here. Stand-up shower. Shower, it's a little smaller than some of the others we came to, but who cares, right? And I didn't see a hand shower in all of them. It's great to have a hand shower. Like, you need to clean your bathroom. There's only one way to do it, it's with a hand shower. Otherwise, what are you doing? You're like actually scrubbing things. Not for me. So, same vanity here. I really like this floor plan. This is the split 2-bedroom, and it looks really good. Let's go look at some more. It is so important to have a separate space, not just amenities, but rooms where you can do anything you want. In that room, you need a TV, you need a stove, you need a sink. Looks like we have a coffee maker, yeah, coffee maker right here, and they have a built-in fridge right on this side. I love the finishes they have here as well. They look real sharp, and they even did the Sub-Zero in here, and this is an integrated, an agent just corrected me. I just learned something the other day. He didn't correct me. I was educated by a fellow colleague of mine, and integrated is no seams, not no seams, no hardware, okay? No hinges sticking out anywhere. This is completely integrated instead of just paneled. Paneled means you will see some of the other things. Anyway, in this room, you have this balcony here, and you're protected, and they have ping pong, and it's like, you know, this is meant to be outdoors, which is super cool. This is like a, oh my God, this is actually poured concrete. Someone made this on site, it feels like to me. Maybe not, no, they didn't. But it is so heavy and so big, this is not going anywhere. This is a fixture of the building. And wow, I mean, we kind of went right past all this outdoor space, but look at all this. There is so much room in this entire building. I can keep walking and walking. We have acres of space out here that you'll be able to use in the summertime, in the wintertime. It's really cold, but I'm used to it. I'm from here. I like the cold weather. And you can see this here in what we're doing. There is so much space to use. And you know, if you're on this level, what I love about these type of apartments is if you're on the ground, you get to experience this right outside your door. So my guess is the majority of these were rented first, because while you don't get the views, you do get this very down-to-earth, like pedestrian feel, and I mean that in a positive way. Like you feel like you're a community when you're on this level. You can see people outside, you can see things happening. The gym's right there. You see the angles here too. I love how the building is sloping in this direction, and then you have the building sloping in this direction. All around us, you can see the different angles bringing in this triangle squared concept that they've branded the building with. It really ties in with everything. I mean, I could do this all day long. I got to catch a train soon. So we're gonna go, Adam, what's that room over there, you know? Let's go over here. Ooh, you see these grills too? The lights. So many buildings don't have the lights. The lights are so important. real sink out here. It's great to have a sink. You're gonna wash your hands. You get gross, right? When you're grilling, you gotta touch things you don't wanna touch necessarily. Let's go see what this is. So the pool's right out here. This whole space here designates the pool area. You can see Mariano's right there, which is great. If you're having a pool party, have your guests stop at Mariano's. There's no excuse. Oh, you couldn't go to the grocery store to bring something? Don't come here empty-handed. Adam, why don't you tell me about this? This is super cool. They have shuffleboard. I have shuffleboard in my building, and I've become a junkie. I'm just trying to get better and better, but it's more fun than I ever thought it could be, because you can hit the other people's. You can play offense and defense. I love the separation with all these spaces. Real pool table. I like this shuffleboard. There must be some company making shuffleboard tables that are just custom to whatever you want, because there's so many variations of this all over. Interesting. Oh, and you have this patio over here too. Now, to give you an idea, the train is right over there. So if you take the Metro, if you want to get downtown, it is super easy to do. Plus, the Brown line's not super far either. You're not going to walk there. It's a little too far for that, but it's not far at all. But the Metro's right there. It's almost my time to go. I want to thank Eugene for getting us into the building today, making everything happen. He's a huge fan of our videos. He's a big advocate. He understands the quality that it takes to do this job, so I really appreciate that. Him and every agent out there, we want to shoot your building. Please let us know. We'd love to come and do a tour of it.